It is time. What's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. I know I've been away for a little bit. Today I'm bringing you the unboxing and first impressions of the PlayStation 5. I've been looking forward to this all year, ever since they first announced it. They showed the first controller, back at E3 when they showed what it actually looked like, to the event they had a couple months ago, all that stuff. I was actually lucky enough to be able to get one of these on pre-order the day that they went live. Shout out to Walmart for screwing that up for everybody and creating a whole hell of a mess. So I got it today, I'm ready to unbox it. Let's go. So right here, we've got the box. We've got some art on the side with the PlayStation 5 on front. We have some details here saying 8K, 4K HDR, and just HDR. We have the white controller down there, and obviously the PS5 logo. Turn it to the side here. Again, just the PS5 logo and a little bit more art. Nothing too crazy. And this is what the console looks like. I plan on having it laying flat. I know you can also do it vertically, but me, I personally just always had it flat, so that's the way I just prefer it. Then we go to this side one more time. You have one more look at the console standing upright with the controller. So let's just grab my knife here. Open that up. Get that flap open. And PlayStation usually does a pretty good job of packaging these things. They're usually pretty clean. I would actually kind of compare it to something like Apple with their products. And what does this just come out? Or I really don't want to break it. Well, I think I just pulled this out. This is not going as smoothly as I had hoped. Oh yeah, this pulled out just like that. And this is just a shell of the box. And here we have what looks to be the real deal. So again, just a shell. We don't need that. So now to the main event. You know what they say, within one box is usually another box. Open that up. So this is much more straightforward, kind of more what I'm used to. Just focus that. Let's see. So here's a tab here. So this box that comes kind of on the top section probably has the controller and some cables. So set that aside for now. And here we are, the main event. Just get this up without dropping it. Out actually, might be easier. There we go. They got these like flaps up top. Make sure it doesn't fall out. You have, of course, got your egg carton styrofoams that come with a lot of consoles. So yeah, nothing special. Don't know why I'm spending so much time talking about that. But yeah, this thing I heard was really big, and even seeing it compared to the PS4, which I'll bring up in a second, was really big as well, but in person, it's not as big as I thought. But wow, this is clean. It's actually lighter than I thought it would be too. It's got a good grip to it. Definitely thought it would be more of a texture up top, but I think that's reserved more for the inside, which I'll show in a minute. But yeah, you got the glossy middle right there with some ports. And I got the version with the disc drive, just because I want to still be able to play my old PS4 games, probably replay like God of War or something. And here you got your power button and your eject button. It might be kind of hard to see, but they're glossy. I kind of missed the touchpad back from the old PlayStation 3 when it was just a capacitive button instead of just one that you press. So if you stand it up like this, you got the logo. It's kind of cut out here. That looks super cool. And you got over here some ventilation and an iRatio at the front. So this looks like a single USB port and a USB-C. The controller, which I'll probably bring out in a second, is also USB-C. And I think that's it. Oh, of course, there is the back. Okay, so do not place it on the side like I just did, guys. It will not be stable. Well, on the back here, we can see two more USB ports, which, okay, I thought there was only gonna be one, so I was kind of worried for a second. Got the power port, HDMI, Ethernet, and I don't see anything for an optical jack, which is kind of concerning because I do have a soundbar that I use the optical cable for. But yeah, there's just a bunch of ventilation here too, if you could kind of see that. Oh, that's better. There's a bunch of ventilation here. So hopefully, you know, with this having the beefy parts it has, shouldn't spin up like the PS4 currently does. And this isn't stable. It does rock back and forth right now. So I imagine there's a stand in the smaller box, which I set aside a bit ago. And if we open that up, oh, like this. Okay. Let's turn that down a bit. So we got a power cable right here, nothing special. We got the controller here, which this is something I'm really excited about because of the haptic feedback that everyone's talking about. I love the haptic feedback that's in the iPhones. You know, I used to have an old iPhone, then they switched to the new vibrations a while ago, and you know, I just love the difference that it makes. But first impression of the controller, it feels really, really nice. I already like it a lot more than the PS4, the sticks especially. They move around really, really smooth. And they got better texture than the last one. And speaking of texture, this also has the texture with all the PlayStation logos like the triangle, circle, square, and the X. It's barely noticeable to the human eye, but if you put up like a microscope or a camera to it, you can probably see it much more easily. And that is just a super cool detail. And of course, you got the legal copy here and everything. And I think down here is also a microphone somewhere. I think this is a speaker. And then you got the PlayStation button. And then you got a light here, and then this is gonna light up. You got your share button and the start button. Now, one thing I do wish about the PlayStation 5 and the controller just in general was that there was a black option, or like a inverse option where the white is black and the black is white. I do think this looks really clean though. I do like that they tried something new. It actually kind of reminds me of an Avengers Endgame, the suits that they put on before they went back to time travel. I really like the glossy finish of the buttons over here. You know, I think, again, I do wish that they kind of had the classic colors like the pink, red, blue, and green for the triangle. But the triggers is the other thing I think I mentioned I'm really excited about. So the haptics is one thing, and then triggers is another. I also got Spider-Man Miles Morales with this system, and I heard that takes really good advantage of both the haptics and triggers. So I am really excited for that. So down here also you do have some gold plates, which are for the charging station. I don't have that with me. I might pick it up later down the road, maybe if I get another controller or something, but for now, I'll just use the cable that comes with it. But yeah, I'm really liking this controller a lot. I used to have an Xbox 360 back in the day, and this kind of reminds me of it. This is like a good mix between the Xbox 360 and the PS4, if that makes sense. But yeah, this is really, really cool. This is like, this whole thing is like something out of the future for me. Like, it's insane how different it looks compared to the PS4. Like, I think the PS4 to the PS3 wasn't as big of a jump in terms of design as the PS4 to the PS5, even color aside. You know, just the overall geometry of it being so curved. It's a really, really sleek design, and I really love what they've done with this thing. If they release a slim version in the future, I wonder what that'll look like. Maybe they'll tone down the design a little bit, because this is more like a futuristic car concept that you see like at an auto show, and then when the actual thing comes out, it's much more modern and kind of grounded, because maybe that first design wasn't realistic. I remember when they first showed this back in June, this is exactly what the kind of concept or fan-made renders of like the PS6 back in the day looked like, or whatever the next PlayStation was coming out. So next thing, so again, spent a lot of time on the controller. I imagine a lot of other people watching this are excited for it. I kind of want to give my really in-depth first impressions of it because, you know, that's what I'm probably most excited about as well. So anyway, here you just have the typical documentation, manual, nothing special. Then your regulatory documentation for safety and stuff like that. We have one more thing in here, which is probably like the HDMI cable and the stand. Oh, yeah. So this is the stand that actually comes with the PS5. Like I said, it doesn't sit stable when it's horizontal like this. So you actually need the stand to put it on top of, which if you lose this, I hope they have replacements for super cheap. I don't want to shout out like $50 for one of these if you lose it, but it's pretty big, so I imagine it's pretty hard to lose. It's got some rubber grip on the bottom, so that's good if you're worried about getting your cabinet scratched or worried about this slipping or something. And it's also got some grip right here on the plate. So there's some rubberized gripping here and here for the console, and there's a hole here. I don't know if that's like to lock it in or if it's something else. So this part right here clips onto the PS5, and this thing actually also rotates. So if you have to maybe, I don't know, fit it in a certain way in your cabinet or something like that, then, you know, probably makes that a little bit easier. But other than that, we just have our HDMI cable, which I would assume this is an HDMI 2.1, so it supports all the latest features like HDR, like it said on the box, 8K. I don't have an 8K TV yet, just maybe when they're more affordable and kind of more the norm. I don't even know of anything that I can run at 8K yet. I don't think I've seen any Blu-rays or anything like that. But you know, future-proofing is always a good thing, so I'm glad that's in there, just in case in the future we get maybe some games that run in 8K, or like 8K like the PS4 Pro ran in 4K. Yo guys, Editor Phil here. So my camera battery actually ran out in that last clip. So this is a day later when I'm editing this video. I've had the PS5 and I've been loving it so far. It's met all my expectations. It took everything that was great about the PS4 and made it better. It didn't fix anything that isn't broken. The controller, like I mentioned in the video I was really hyped about, is amazing. The haptics are awesome, the triggers are pretty awesome. That I'm actually still kind of getting used to, so those are kind of my first impressions of the video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I'll be putting up my full review in about a week from now. If you liked the video, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel so you'll know when my review is posted. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I'll leave links to those in the description below, and see you next time.